People always talk about the meaning of life. I think we decide what the meaning of life is. And I guess what I'm asking people right now and in myself is, what is it that we think is the meaning of life by what we've created?
Every little kid is taught that they shouldn't talk to strangers. I mean, do you talk to strangers? How do you know if a stranger is worth speaking to? Hey kid, don't talk to strangers. Where's my daughter at? I'm gonna go get my daughter in here in a minute and tell her she's 3 weeks old, but she needs to know this.
We all come from communities, so it's really easy for us to understand each other, actually. I think. You know, a beef patty is an empanada. Do you know what I mean?
Those are fighting words in some communities, right?
We're all filling pockets with meat and cheese. That's what everyone does. And then we all say, well, mine is better. And your frame is about up to right where Luke Perry's face is.
But is that going to make me look fat? We just had a conversation about
No, come see it. You look great.
I don't want to
Come see it. Look at yourself when you're not on the couch.
I know.
That's for you, motherfucker. Some of my white friends have a way of talking about race in front of me, but then because of you and some other people in my life, there's a, well, not your friends.
Oh, yes, because, you know.
She's very smart. She's so well-spoken. Have you touched her hair? As if it's some kind of, like, mystical forest that I, like...
And you have.
I was like...
You have the key to the magical kingdom
of your hair? I'm like, well, she's drunkenly fallen asleep on me in a subway. So yes.
We don't know how to manage curiosity.
Dude, we are not taught from a young age to be curious. So when we are, well, I definitely had curiosity almost beaten out of me, but I would just tell my dad, like, you'll have to kill me. Yes, I think curiosity functions in such a way that it scares parents. I think when a child is asking questions about difference, a lot of parents don't know how to react. So they tell their children things like, we don't see color in this house. Which is great. Oh, kumbaya. Wonderful. Wonderful you don't see color. Except that we do. Except that everything in our life revolves around that. Revolves around what we see. So saying to someone, I don't see color is like saying, I don't see you. The first thing I was taught as a child was to lie. Don't say that about her when she's in the room. When she's in the room is a very important part of that. The message is always being sent that there are safe spaces to say stuff, and then there are not. And I think that is the world's biggest problem.
Well, that's white silence.
That is white silence. That's white silence. That's why, like, ACT UP used silence equals death. Silence does equal death.
It's hard to see a whole bunch of white folks holding pitchforks and, fire on tiki torches, talking about kind of white pride. That stuff is scary from like a historical legacy point of view.
You're gonna have to get used to it. You're gonna have to get used to the alt-right. You're gonna have to get used to white identity. You're gonna have to get used to uncut young men who are willing to stand for our future. So get used to it. There's gonna be a lot more crying, sweetheart. You will not replace us! You will not replace us! You will not replace us! You will not replace us!
You will not replace us.
Right, and
who was trying?
This is my point. Right. Well,
who was trying?
That's my point. My point is.
And who took Christmas? Stop it!
This statue being covered up and torn down in front of all of these people who are terrified to say it because of the evil R word they might be called. No more!
Racism is a disease white people inflict upon people of color. And no one wants to visit the hospital. And that's why.
When you cover up every aspect of this culture, which is ultimately derived from white people on this continent, you know it as well as I do. In fact, you learn that in your courses. You learn about the evil white privilege, the genocidal maniacs who created this country. That's what you probably learned.
in order to cure that disease, everyone's got to take a little less.
Well, people have to look at.
That's how they feel. They feel like they have to take less. I won't be able to have my house. I won't feel safe in the world. That's completely untrue.
We have the right to advocate for our interests, for our people. We are the historic majority. We define this country, not anyone else. This country ultimately belongs to us in terms of what it means, in terms of its history, and in terms of its future. So get used to that.
I get to have my opinion, and you get to have yours. And it's like, no, you don't. You don't get to have the opinion that a police officer, clearly on video, shoots a person that clearly was following the law with his girlfriend and the fucking child in the car.
And the officer just shot him in his arm. We're waiting for a back. I will, sir. No worries. I will.
And what Philando Castile brought to me, and Diamond Reynolds after, and why, for me, she fascinates me in a way, and I feel so connected to her, is that she's just saying what she is just saying what is. She acted as a consciousness in that moment of the story. And the story was that nothing was happening. He had no reason to shoot that guy.
I told him not to reach for it. I told him to get his hand out.
You told him to get his ID, sir, and his driver's license. Oh my God, please don't tell me he's dead.
It's not about the politics even of that. He shot a human being, and we're getting away from that conversation by politicizing black people to a point that they become not real. And once you make someone not real, then you can fucking shoot all of them, and it's fine. And for white people, politicize yourself then. You're so afraid to have a conversation. Have a conversation about your fucking community. But they're not. They don't want to, because to look at that community is a fucking mess. We're shooting people with babies in a car.
Keep them up.
Where's my daughter? You got my daughter?
Face away from me a little bit. Hey, keep walking. Keep walking. Keep walking. Keep walking. Get on your knees. Get on your knees.
There's no heaven. It's easy if you try. No hell below us. Above us, only sky. Imagine all the people living for today. Imagine there's no country. It isn't hard to do. Nothing to kill or die for. Oh. And no religion to imagine all the people living life in peace.
That's it. We don't really want to do something about anything. We really don't. Not really. We want someone else to fix it, but we pretty much want things to stay the same. Well, how sad. How sad for those people. How sad. Oh my God. Disenfranchised people, guys. It's so sad. Oh my God.
Now, there's room for everybody to participate in fixing this police department, and I'm not pretending we're without sin. But this community's at risk, all right. And it's not because men and women in blue risk their lives protecting it. It's at risk because we have large numbers of high-capacity, quality firearms in the hands of remorseless criminals who don't care who they shoot. Now, I'm leaving here to go to that scene. And I take it personally, okay? We're going up there and there's a bunch of cops processing a scene of a dead kid.
I think there's two kinds of shame, right? There's the kind of making you feel bad about something that is just true about you.
Yeah, like you have a big nose.
Like you have a big nose, you have big feet, you have I don't know. But the kind of shame that people want to get rid of is in service to them not dealing with their own stuff.
Summer Hill, a new boozy sandwich shop on the corner of St. Mark's and Nostrand Avenue in Crown Heights, Brooklyn, is at the center of a community controversy. It all started when Summer Hill sent out this press release introducing their owner, Toronto native Becca Brennan, and her new business. The press release highlighted the shop's Instagram-friendly decor and touted a rumored back-room illegal gun shop and a bullet hole-ridden wall. Crown Heights has a history of gun violence, and locals say that the description in the press release is insensitive and makes light of a very violent history.
If you're taught from a very young age, you know, to that your skin color makes you good, you know, you're good, then I think a lot of people feel like the white prince and princess came to the town and they're helping out. Look what we've done. Look at this shop. Oh, isn't it lovely? Yeah, it's lovely if you invite people from all of the neighborhood into the shop.
Without gun violence, and last night, Crown Heights came together to voice their concerns about the wall directly to Becca in hopes that she would understand their pain and take down the wall.
I would just pray to God that you would rectify it.
And there are ways to do that. You can be fucking socially responsible in your gentrification and in your choices.
People are saying these are gunshot holes and you're being insensitive. What do you say to people that are saying that?
I am saying that I'm sorry that they are offended.
But where this goes crazy, it is we are taught it is our right to be selfish. We are. I get to. I'm not. Don't tell me what kind of windows I can have. Don't you tell me. Yes, bitch, I'm telling you.
Don't tell me how to live.
Don't tell you how to live, but then when shit goes down, you want someone to tell you how to live. You want someone to help you.
But I think that's where people don't understand how a system works and how neighborhoods have been redlined and how...
No, people don't believe that's true.
I know.
I'm about educating your good intentions. Educate yourself. Find out. Don't make a fucking move until you get the big picture. You know what? You know how many people, I've gone to friends' houses who were in like gentrifying neighborhoods, and I'd be like, so how are your neighbors? Oh, I don't know. You don't know? That's your neighbor. I know everyone on this block, and I know people down, like, I live here. This is the microcosm. I live here. I have a responsibility to know everyone in my environment. Furthermore, why wouldn't I want to? But I always want to bring it down, like, simple shit. Why would I not want to know my neighbor? It would be like, okay, this is how I would explain it. I'm like, hey, Tanisha, do you want to go to Disney World for the summer? Right? And then we go to Disney World, and we spend the whole time telling them how much better it would be if it were Six Flags. Communities work by funneling money for each other. That's how the system of money operates ideally. So since we know that, stop taking your money out of your neighborhood. Don't make your neighbor's house impossible for them to live in.
That's why don't move to a school district and then send your kid to private school.
Yeah,
School will never get better.
Because you can't move into a neighborhood, send your kids to private school, you know, and then say you're engaging in the community when your own children don't know their community. This is not difficult. But people say, well, how do I take care of myself and take care of you? Because we're always telling people, put the mask on yourself first, right? I don't know that applies in social structure.
Right, but here's the thing about that. When in an airplane and it says put the mask on yourself first, the mask has dropped for everyone.
For everyone.
We just saw Brock Turner walk out of jail a free man after that 90-day sentence. He looked very gaunt. He looked like he was in some disheveled clothing. He got into an SUV and he was whisked away without answering any questions. He was also carrying
the former Olympic doctor was sentenced to 40 to 175 years in prison yesterday after admits sexually abusing women and girls while working for Michigan State and USA Gymnastics.
Michigan State President Luanna Simon was under growing pressure to resign. She said in a statement last night to the survivors, "I can never say enough that I am so sorry that a trusted, renowned physician was really such an evil person." Under the front page headline, "Courageous," this morning's Detroit Free Press lists every victim that gave an impact statement in court. More than 100
of Etowah County. And if you tell anyone about this, no one will ever believe you.
When I was growing up, I was at a diner with my dad, and he smacked this woman's ass. And she looked shocked, and she looked at me. And when I told my mom, she said, "That's what men do." And wait, I'm a man. I'm a boy. How dare you send that message to me that that's what I do? My mom wasn't going to change her life. So if my dad gets to assert his power once in a while, that's okay. Because she has diamonds on her neck and in her ear and on her finger and everywhere. You want to make change? You start with young boys. You start with telling young boys that's not what men are. And you hold men, fathers, accountable. There are so many layers to this, but we all want...
I got one more.
We want everything to be so... we want it to be simple. We want this solution to be simple because we think it's exhausting. Because people think revolution is something that happens. Revolution is something that's always happening. Revolution never stops. Being alive is revolution. Continuing to get up the next day and try to make something better is revolution. If you're not willing to take action, then you're not after liberation. When I used to say all the time, like, I want to get out of this house. I can't live here anymore. I can't be with my boyfriend. I can't with my mother's high and drunk, and I can't take care of all these people. And I would be like mopping my mother's vomit up off the floor, talking about I can't do this anymore. I can't do this anymore. I can't do this. Oh, let me fix all this stuff she broke and throw it out and clean it up and sweep it up. But I can't do this anymore. I wasn't after liberation. I knew I was after liberation. I knew I was after liberation when I left with nothing. So that's the thing I gave up. I gave up comfort.